Just look at that. Like, it's actually perfect. My husband and I are gonna really enjoy this. So excited. Hey guys, so I have been really wanting to do this for a while, and you know, life has just kind of made it so that I can't do it just because it's a little intensive. I am gonna be making a copycat of the gray stuff. Now, I've seen lots of different recipes floating around, lots of different kind of flavors, but when I was in Disneyland in 2018, how they did it at the Red Rose Tavern at least, is you have a shortbread cookie with a red velvet cake with a raspberry in the middle of it, and then with a cookies and cream, I think it was a buttercream, but I feel like I remember it being a mousse, so I want to do it with a mousse because I just think it will be a little lighter, and I kind of want to do... I am starting with the shortbread cookie, and always remember to read recipes in advance because this one needs to set up in the fridge for about 3 to 5 hours, and that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do though is I'm still gonna prep my dough, get it all ready, film it, and then tomorrow I'm hoping to actually make all 3 parts. Maybe. I just prep up my shortbread, and this will just be a quick little video of doing it's been a week. Anyways, let us go wash our hands, get aproned up, and move into the kitchen. Alright, a little bit of a different setup today. I am trying out something new in my kitchen. So I'm at my mixer, and I have put in 2 entire cups of softened butter. I'm going to be putting in a cup of icing sugar, and we're going to cream them together until they're smooth. So I've not really made shortbread. Some of my grandma always made a lot, but I couldn't track down her recipe quickly enough to do this video, so I just found one online that's supposed to be like, you know, a grandmother's tried and true. So we're going to compare it. Either way, I'm going to flip around the camera and we're going to start creaming these together. Adding in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You know what I should do? Lift the bowl. While that happens, I have sifted together 3 cups of flour with half a cup of cornstarch. Something apparently that some recipes do that tastes really good. And we are going to just slowly be adding this till a soft dough forms in our shortbread. Slow down my mixer. I'll give it a scrape as I go, but you know, we're just gonna slowly add. If you don't have a soft bowl, I highly recommend getting one. This is just a dollar store find. And it's nice because I can bend it to kind of give it a funnel since I don't have my own, like, shield. And I don't like making a big mess, I really don't. Okay, I should probably scrape this. Go faster. There we go. That'll collect it all. Let's see if this affects everything. So that's a wrap on day 1 of the gray stuff. I will continue tomorrow. I thought about posting this as 2 parts, like video-wise, but you know what? It's not going to make sense because I have no end product to show you today. So that's why there was no video last week. I'll see you tomorrow. Different face of makeup on, different clothes. Maybe my hair will be washed. We'll see. It's self-isolating. See you tomorrow. Here we are on day 2 of the gray stuff. I started my shortbread yesterday, as you all know. Now, I'm not really loving this recipe that I found. She didn't explain everything very well, so I went into the comments because I just took out my shortbread that we wrapped and put in the fridge yesterday, and it is like solid, and I'm supposed to be rolling it out. So I looked into the comments, and she said you let it come back up to temperature. So I'm gonna have to let it do that, but I have everything else I need to continue, so I am gonna prep my Red Velvet Cupcakes. Now, first off, I have here my very technical drawing. So you can see I'm gonna have the shortbread on the bottom with the cupcake in the middle with the raspberry. And so because the cookie is gonna be underneath the cupcake, I have been looking into what I have. So I'm gonna be baking my cupcakes in these silicone molds because you're not gonna have the wrapper anyways when you have them in the middle. So I thought, why not just use my reusable ones? So that got me thinking about what I'm going to be doing for the size of my shortbread. Now, the ones in the gray stuff in the Red Rose Tavern are the really pretty kind of scalloped pattern. I don't really bake a lot of cookies that are cut ones, so I don't actually have any cookie cutters that aren't like men, because gingerbread men. So I think I'm going to use just this, just one of my Pyrex anchor dishes, because I think when I look at the size and like the amount of space, once the cupcake is out of the liner, I think that'll be a good amount of space for my mousse to go. Because I don't want to have too much of the mousse or buttercream. Plan B is my mousse doesn't work, because I'm just going to do a cookies and cream buttercream, because I've also heard that, like I said, that might be the way that they do it. Either way, I'm trying to be proactive here while I wait for my shortbread. So let's get all of the stuff ready for our Red Velvet Cupcakes. I have all my mix ready. I've made Red Velvet Cupcakes before on my channel, so you can go and check out that video if you would like. But I'm just gonna, get this going, get this baked so that they can cool in time for assembly later today. These guys are looking good. Wow, that was a bad shot. I'm gonna be cutting a little hole to put in my raspberries once they're fully cooled. They're not quite as red, but you know what? That's fine, they're gonna be covered. They're gonna taste good. And my shortbread is finally soft enough to work, so I'm gonna roll it out. So we're just gonna roll this out to a 1/4 inch thickness. Feels still a little hard and crumbly, but you know what? We're just gonna stick with it. Baking from home. It's fun times. Plus it's Saturday, so we actually have the day off. Really nice. Do you know how hard it is to roll and talk at the same time? I need to get myself one of those, like, I need to get myself a marble rolling pin one of these days to make all this easier. Because the weight. My mom has one and it's fantastic. By the way, if you are coming over here from the blog, we will be attaching my grandmother's special recipe of her shortbread, which I wish I had gotten a hold of before I made this one, but oh, thank you, Evan. You know, I didn't because it just blew my mind. Hi. What does a 1/4 inch look like? I might need to grab a ruler. I'm gonna be back. As you can see, I've rolled it out. I had to pull out a measuring ruler because I don't know what a 1/4 inch looks like. So I'm just gonna do a tester. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying with this. I'm pocking it everywhere, making it all marked up. And because I'm done my cupcakes, I'm gonna be able to check to make sure that this sizing will be actually right. So So let's do that. I think so. Maybe even it's a little... No, it's not going to be too big. Because you need it to have a fair amount of space for the buttercream or the mousse. So we're gonna keep it at that size. So let's do our speedy montage. After 17 minutes, they are done out of the oven. You can tell because they have just started to turn brown around the edges. Might have to do a little bit of cleanup work, but you know what, that's okay. You can see I had a little bit of inconsistency in my rolling. That one was a little thin, which is why it's browner, but that's okay. We have to let them sit for 10 minutes before we can transfer them. But in the meantime, why don't we make our mousse? Well, here we are, friends. We're getting close to being able to assemble our gray stuff. The last thing I have to do is make my cookies and cream mousse. So I have found a recipe I think will work. It is from BuzzFeed's Tasty. I usually find their recipes to be pretty accurate. So, well, this is a tasty tested now, I guess. So I am going to take Oreos, and I need 16 of them if I'm going to be making that. And cream from the cookie because we're going to be, you know, grinding up the cookie and then the cream gets microwaved and added into the mousse. Sorry, if I keep looking down, it's because I'm looking at my recipe. So let's get a couple of bowls. I'm going to get my knife. Alright, let's do this. Now, almost perfect. I love Oreos. I like to dip them in peanut butter. It's something that one of my friends showed me back in the day, and it's a really kind of fun way to eat them. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it. What kind of Oreo eater are you? Are you a twister and licker? Are you a dunker? Like I said, I like them with peanut butter. Got these separated. Now they crush them up with a rolling pin in a bag. I'm going to put them in my food processor. And while I do that, let's put this in for 2 minutes in the microwave. Alrighty. So I have my ground up crumbs, super fine. I have my melted stuff. I've measured out my 3 cups of heavy cream. And I have a cup of powdered sugar. Anything else I need? Okay, what are you gonna need? I didn't read before, so I threw a bowl into my freezer with my ice because it needs to be chilled, because apparently it'll help it to stiffen up better. And a hand mixer, because you're not gonna want to do this by hand. So I'm gonna explain it now so that I can just speed through it. We will be beating the cream until thick and frothy. And then we're going to add the melted cookie cream. And then add the powdered sugar. Beat until stiff peaks, and then we'll fold in the cookie crumbs. And then we'll put it in a piping bag, and we will be ready to assemble the gray stuff. I'm really excited. Serve immediately or refrigerate until ready. We'll be refrigerating it for a bit because I want it to kind of firm up a little bit. Okay, making sure I have everything ready. You can see I have my cookies in the background. They're all cooled. So let's go wash our hands since I have now touched my face again. And get everything going, and we'll speed it up. I'm switching to my stand mixer. My bowl isn't quite big enough. I'm just gonna put some ice in my bowl just to chill it up, and we'll continue because I really don't want to deal with the mess. It's splattering everywhere. me luck. Now we will fold in our cookie crumbs. So I have placed a dollop of my mousse on each one so that I can kind of have something to kind of glue these down with-ish. And then we're gonna place them all in the middle. And I will grab my piping bag and do some swirls here. And then there's always like these really pretty sparkle sprinkles on top. So I have this guy. So I'm going to be using the gray because that's what they said was the best, or that's what it looked like, though they also had red. I only have these. But let's fill our piping bag and finish these finally. You guys, I can't even believe how good this turned out. Look at that. I am so happy and I can't wait to try it. I have to hold it because I don't want it to fall. You're beautiful. That's a wrap. So I will be putting the whole recipe for all of the parts on my sister and I's blog at stressfreemickey.com. You should go over there. Again, if you come over from there, I would love you to drop a mouse emoji in the chat, like the mouse head. I'll put it in the description. As always, if you've made it this far, please remember to like the video and share it with your friends. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. Go make yourself the gray stuff. It might be a little time consuming, but it's worth it. Until next time, mwah. So I'm gonna try it. It's not home yet. My daughter is in bed after a rough day. That is way too good. I'm only having half because dieting. Tastes better than I remember it in the parks. And I attribute that to the mousse instead of buttercream. It's less sweet. I'm happy. Definitely try this.